Hello there, this is Michael Kies, and I want to welcome you today because today I'm going to be talking about something that is critical to your success in real estate, and that is the listing presentation. Last week we spoke about how to find listings. Today we're going to be talking about the listing presentation. I could sit here all day and talk about how important it is to be prepared in real estate, but I won't. I just want to show you how to be prepared. And to make this process more simple, I've created a checklist which you can use to make sure that you're not missing some of these vital elements. When I started in real estate, I would pull together what I could find and present, and sometimes I'd be successful, but other times I'd forget one piece of the puzzle in the listing presentation and it'd be a disaster. I wouldn't get the listing, I wouldn't get the chance to get back in, and therefore I didn't make the sale. The fact was, I didn't prove it. If you can say it, you need to prove it. All the other agents are saying the same things. You must be the one to prove it. And you must be the one who gets them to like you and trust you. So here's a checklist for a great listing presentation. First of all, take your best self. Be present, be bold, be enthusiastic. But no matter what's going on in your life, forget it and take your best self to that listing appointment. Secondly, you need a detailed inspection sheet, and you can get this off our website. And this is the inspection sheet that I use to get thousands of listings. Number 3 is you get all the details you can off of RP data, what they paid, how long they've lived there, the current capital value. You then fully understand the other comparable properties that have been sold. You then get a list of properties you've sold in the area with photos of happy vendors standing out in front of their properties with the sold signs. Days on market. You must know what the average day on the market is for the average industry agent, and you need to know what your average days on the market are. Your list price to sell price. You need to know what your list to sell price is, and you need to know what the other agent's list to sell price is. A thorough knowledge of similar properties that are currently on the market. Find out as much as you can about the sellers and their families. Your powerfully personalised listing presentation. And this is great, and you can use it on an iPad. And I know one guy who's using this listing presentation on the iPad, and he's inserted video testimonials. Very powerful. He's only got 100% in listing appointment to listing ratio. Testimonials and photos, take them with you, your guarantee, and then details of potential buyers. I was at a listing appointment once, and I got through the end of the listing presentation, and they said they wanted to think about it. I brought out my 3x5 card box with all my buyers in there, and I said, look, I don't know whether I've got a buyer in here or not, but I may have a buyer who's just looking for a property like yours. They said, well, why don't you call a couple of them now? I said, okay. So the first card I pulled out was a Mr. White. And I called Mr. White, I explained the property to him, and he said, yes, he's still looking for a property like that. Can he have a look? I said, when would be convenient for him? He said, the weekend. I said, I'll have to call you back. I hung up. I said to the vendors, Mr. White wants to have a look at your house on the weekend. They said, really? I said, yes. I said, all you've got to do is sign this listing agreement. I'll bring Mr. White through on the weekend. It could be that easy. So they signed the listing agreement. I took Mr. White through on the weekend, and Mr. White bought their property. I sold 2 more houses for that couple over the years, and when Mr. White years later sold that property, he came straight back to me. And that was all through having my 3x5 card box and being persistent and polite and having a checklist. Use this checklist. It works well and it will get you many listings. So I want you to print off this checklist, and I want you to use it, and I want to know how you go with it. So please let me know below. I want you to be caring. I want you to be inspiring so that you get more listings, you make more sales, and therefore you are more prosperous in all areas of your life. And until next week, this is Michael Kies saying goodbye.